In 2017, the Super GT Championship will adopt new technical regulations for the GT500 class. This has meant every single car in that championship has to be rebuilt and revised substantially. They'll retain the same chassis, the same engine formula, but the aerodynamic packages are completely different. And for Nissan, this has meant the creation of this. The 2017 model year Nissan GT-R GT500. It's the ultimate GT-R. We're not allowed to get any closer to the car than this at the moment because it's still a work in progress. It's a top secret project. We've been given special access to have a look at it. Now the differences between this car and the previous cars, which you've seen plenty of on this channel, it is all about the aerodynamics. So the front overhang, so the space between the centre line of the front wheels and the front bodywork is much shorter. At the rear it's a similar story, and there's a much smaller diffuser. The rear wing, though, you'll notice is much wider than it was. And what this has done is reduce the overall downforce level on the car by about 25%. At least that's what GTA want it to be. The rule makers want it to be about 25%. The reality is, and the engineers who are behind us here, they are indicating to us that maybe it's a bit, they're finding some of those gains back already. What it does mean is the lap speeds, the lap times will decrease a fair amount. However, the top speeds, and here at Fuji Speedway particularly, the top speed will increase substantially. We could see speeds of up to 310, 320 kph from what is a GT car. But when you see the differences at the rear end, they're quite drastic on this car. So the balance of the car is going to change quite a lot. So they're going to be quite different to drive for the drivers. And how they race differently amongst each other in a pack is yet to be seen, particularly with the GT300 cars, which have a very different performance envelope. But if you look around the front end, you can see it's completely reworked from the 2016 car. There's different dive planes. They may look the same sort of shape and style and concept, but they're actually much shorter, much smaller, and they're mounted differently. The front brake ducting, that's been a crucial area of development for all of the teams. That's where a lot of the gains are going to come from. And then the cooling, the cooling exits on the bonnet, they've all been reworked substantially as well. Then again, at the rear wing, you see right at the rear of the car, you'll see that whole rear bodywork package is completely different. Now, one of the big reasons for this change was the unification with DTM, which hasn't yet happened, but this is what was going to happen to the DTM regulations. DTM hasn't fully announced what it's doing to its regulations, but it looks like they're also going to be doing the same thing with the 25% less downforce. Whether they go about it the same way with the wider wings, shorter overhang and smaller diffuser is yet to be seen. But this car, as I say, is a work in progress, and when it is finished it will probably look a bit different to this. But nonetheless, it's been a great opportunity to have a look at what is, I think, in plain black as well, not just menacing but a brilliant looking race car, and it's got me really excited for next year in Super GT.